Welcome to the Dental Team Podcast. I'm your host, Kiera Dent, and I have this crazy idea that maybe I could combine a doctor and a team member's perspective because let's face it, dentistry can be a challenging profession with those two perspectives. I've been a dental assistant, treatment coordinator, scheduler, biller, office manager, regional manager, practice owner, and I have a team of traveling consultants where we have traveled to over 165 different offices coaching teams. Yep, we don't just understand you, we are you. Our mission is to positively impact the world of dental, and I believe that this podcast is the greatest way I can help elevate teams, grow VIP experiences, reduce stress, and create A-teams. Welcome to the Dental A-Team Podcast. Hello, Dental A-Team listeners. This is Kiera, and today is Dental A-Team Book Club Day. This is kicking off January. I'm super excited to be kicking off January with you guys. I think this is a great book to be bringing into the new year, to ring it in. And last year I asked, do you guys want to do the book club? And I didn't know. I really did not know if you guys would actually want to do the book club again or not. And believe it or not, a lot of new clients who joined us, welcome. They said that they loved the book club podcast. They said they read it with their team. They read the books. They love doing the books with me. A lot of doctors texted me and said, Kiera, you just made it so easy for me to stay consistent with reading and expanding. And honestly, that's my passion, is to expand you guys as humans. Yes, to give you tactical. Yes, to show you how you can take these things into your practice, but really to expand you as humans, to expand you in these areas, to make you a more dynamic version of yourself. And so I'm excited to be kicking off The Go-Giver by Bob Burg for our January book club. I'm also going to give you guys a lineup for our 2024 book club. So if you want to get these books, if you want to read along, if you want to see how you can do this with your team, I think it'd be a great opportunity. So trying to make it easy, one book a month for you guys. And I will always do a synopsis for you so you can take this to your team. But February is going to be Crucial Conversations, Tools for Talking When Stakes Are High by Grenny and Kerry, Patterson. It's going to be a great, great, great team one. So if you want to get a team one in place, I might recommend this. You could even start it now, but that will be our February book. Our March book will be The Noticer. Sometimes all a person needs is a little perspective by Andy Andrews. So a great one for leaders to just notice the team members in your practice. April is going to be Buy Back Your Time, Get Unstuck, Reclaim Your Freedom, and Build Your Empire by Dan Martell. This is a great one on really thinking differently to have more time in your life, which I think all of us would love to have. We're going to have May is High Output Management by Andrew Esgrove. How can we constantly have high output in our management team? And different tactics to make that doable and possible. June is going to be a great one. I love this one. It's called Come Up for Air, How Teams Can Leverage Systems and Tools to Stop Drowning in Work by Nick Sonnenberg. So a great one for systems and checklists. So many people want to figure out how to become systematized. And this is a great, great, great book for that. In July, we're going to be You Can Heal Your Life by Louise. This one's going to be a more personal one to dig deep in our inner souls, to make us a little more emotionally aware. That one, get ready for it. It's going to blow your mind. So I hope you're ready for it. August is Your Next 5 Moves, Master the Art of Business Strategy by Patrick Bet-David. Such a great one. I love strategy. I love strategy in business. I love thinking ahead, kind of like a SWOT analysis. So that will be a great one for you. We are going to have in September Die with Zero. So all my Profit First people, those who really were challenged by Profit First, get ready for a whole new perspective of how to live life now and not just save for retirement, but to live right now. It's a total mind trip. I'm obsessed with it. Getting All You Can from Your Money and Your Life by Bill Perkins. A great one. Die with Zero. November is going to be The Power of Fun. I love this book because it has all the confetti on the front cover. It's How to Feel Alive Again by Catherine Price. I believe we should have more fun in life. Why not? If we're living, we should be having fun. So how The Power of Fun will be our November. And then our December, we'll be wrapping up the year with The Deep Work, Rules for Focused Success in a Distracted World by Cal Newport. This is really teaching you how to master and discipline your time. I've talked about that book quite a few times. So bringing that one in for book club for you guys. I really just love, I have so many books that are given to me by clients, by different people. And I try to take the books that I think would be the best for you and your team to grow you as a business leader, to grow you as a leader, to grow your leadership team, to grow your team, to give you tools to be able to talk with each other and to be a more dynamic team. So that's our book club lineup for 2024. And I'm going to kick it off real quick today with The Go-Giver. The Go-Giver book, just a fun background on it, is the book that I actually built Dental A Team off of. My brother, he was a geophysicist, and I had just broken off my second engagement, and he convinced me to come and work at his geology firm. I don't know why they gave me such a unique job. And the owner of that firm, he was such an incredible man. And he gave my brother this book, who then introduced it to me. And The Go-Giver was how he lived his life. And this man was such a giving man and such a successful man. And I was so intrigued by this book. And so this book is a fable book, kind of like Patrick Lenciani's books, where it goes through that whole fable. And I just love this because it has quite a few keys for you and different ways that you can implement it in your practice. So I'll just go through the keys with you today as a quick summary. But really, it's the salesman wanted to be so successful. And overall, it's not a 50-50 relationship. It's about giving more than you receive. And that's ultimately going to make you the greatest success. So key number one was the best way to succeed is not to try and take everything from life for yourself, but to share it with others. And it says sometimes the more you work to become the rich, admired entrepreneur or dental practice owner you'd like to be, the further away it all seems. If nothing seems to be working in your favor, then it might be time to change your mindset. And so this was just really like for you to go through and to have a go-giver mentality, to realize that what we're looking for is what we achieve. If we're looking for conflict, we'll find it. If we're looking for success, we'll find it. If we're looking for abundance, we'll find it. If we're looking for scarcity, we'll find it. If we're looking for competition and how everyone's fighting against us, we'll find that. But there's so much just by changing that perspective that your life will change, that your world will change, that you as a person will change. And it's so crazy cool because it's going to help you unleash the power of giving. That way you'll see that success isn't measured by how much you get, but by what you manage to give. And again, like this book I love because it feels like such a mind paradox to me. I think so often as business owners and leaders, we look at this and we think, oh my gosh, like, but if I give, then I'm going to lack. Right? Like I think if I've got 5 pennies and I give you 4 of them, I only have 1. Like that's a very simple math equation to show like, no, I really have less. But it's the giving of value. It's the giving of ourselves. It's the giving of success. It's of wanting and being more interested in people rather than being interesting ourselves. It's really just being more about people, and the success will follow. And again, it doesn't seem like it will, just like it doesn't seem like if we take time off from work that we'll actually be more successful. I have doctors who work 3 days a week who are more successful than those who work 6. And by success, I mean more profitable, more time, less stressed, and happier. It's crazy. It doesn't seem like it would work, but it does. So that's key number 1. Key number 2 is make sure that you add value to the experience of every customer who comes to your business. And I love this one because it's kind of talking to you about like, when patients come in, are you leaving them better than when they found you? Do we give an experience in our practice that they can go and have? Like for Dental A Team, I try to give you an experience in consulting that's different than anything you've ever experienced, with more value and something that's just going to truly change your life, where it's about your life. Yes, we've got systems and tactics, but it's about your life. It's about your success. It's your success, our passion. We're super passionate about that. And to give you a consulting experience, people tell me all the time, like, Kiera, you really know these clients. And I'm like, you better believe I do, because I don't care about their bottom line. Like, yes, we're going to make sure they're a profitable business, but I care about them as a person. And so in this book, this salesman goes and like works with this sensei and this guru who introduces him to different people. And he goes and learns all these different experiences. But this one was such a cool one where it's like, the client experience is giving them more value than they ever imagined. Are you doing that through how we answer our phones, how we check out our patients, how we take them to the back, how we do our exams, how we do our procedures? Are they getting an experience in a place that they usually hate to come that's different than anywhere else that they could ever imagine? Are we leaving them better than when we found them? So that's key number 2. Key number 3 is your success depends on how many lives you touch with what you do. And I remember hearing something where they say we don't get paid on what we're worth. We get paid on the amount of people that we're able to impact. And so thinking about a dentist, of course you should get paid more. Like the number of lives you're actually physically able to change by prepping those teeth, you should get paid more. You're able to influence them. And so with this, it's the law of compensation, where the number of people who are touched by your practice determines how successful it can become. So how can we serve and give more? Not by like doing more, but by serving more people, by having that more in our world. How can we actually do that for them? And so on that, I just really think about like, success is actually easier when we are influencing and serving more people. And I just feel like you really need to help as many people as you can. How many people in the community? How many team members can we serve? Because that's ultimately going to be proportional to your success and aka your profitability. So with Dental A Team, I love the podcast because the podcast is a way for us to reach more people, to serve more people. We have a lofty goal to serve 2,900 offices by 2029. That's a lot of offices for us to serve. So I have to change things. I have to create more value for people, have a different experience. That's why I started the podcast. That's truly why I started it, was to serve and help and impact more people. And your greater impact, the greater value you have, the more your success will follow. Key number 4 in the book was to place other people's interests first to achieve your own goals. Now, again, this one feels so counterintuitive because, like, if I put other people's interests first, like, am I really going to be able to get this? And the reality is yes, because it's the law of influence, and how much more you can serve people and bless people by putting their interests above your own is a way to build positive relationships with them. It's kind of like putting money in a bank account in the future, right? Like the more we invest now, it grows and it produces undue dividends. And on this, it's not a 50-50. It's not I scratch your back, you scratch mine. It's 100% of my efforts go into this. And that can be the same in your marriages, in your children, in your work relationships. It's not horse trading. It's literally I'm giving all of it. And Jason and I, my husband, we went to a relationship course and they talked about how can you make someone else a raving fan and be invested in them? How can I meet their needs, not my needs? Because so often in a relationship, we say, well, until my needs are met, I'm not going to meet your needs. And it's the reverse. Let me meet your needs. Let me serve you. Let me love you. Let me see how I can serve your needs. And my needs will be met by doing so. And it's crazy. Again, like it makes my brain feel tricky, but my husband and I have done this for the last 2 years, and our marriage is stronger and happier and more like intimate and just freeing and loving than it ever was by serving my needs first. And it's this crazy, again, mind conundrum, which is why I love this book, because it truly made me think differently. Really giving your all is far better than simply keeping score. And I think that's a great way to summarize that. Key number 5 is your business will get nowhere without authenticity. It is the salt and pepper of success. And this talks about how you just really being you. You're going to attract patients to your practice that come because they love you. And so often I feel like we put these masks on of who we think we should be, or we try to mimic and mirror people that aren't us. And that's why you'll see Dental Teams refresh this year, because I felt like our old brand was nice, but I felt like it needed to be more us, more fun, more authentic, to level it up to be these experts with tons of fun. That's why there's fun, bright colors. That's why it's a fun, different look this year, because I felt like that wasn't being true to me. I want consulting to be different. I think you can have a profitable practice and a fulfilled life with ease. And that's what I want people to feel. That's how I want people to be. That's where I want us to be in life. And that's what our consulting is founded upon. And so it's really, truly being authentic to yourself. Like it's the salt, the pepper. There's so many people who are just non-authentic. And I think this is coming in. I think we're really taking this on as a society, as a movement. And you just realizing that who you are, if you love to do things, do it in your practice. Don't be shy. I had a client tell me, she said, Kiera, it's crazy because the people I work with see the real me more than even my family does. And that, I wish that her family saw her that way too. But the fact that she can be that authentic at work and be that comfortable in her own skin, that's why I built the podcast. That's why the podcast is like this, because it's fun. I don't want it to be perfect. I don't want it to feel like I'm above you. I don't want it to feel like I'm anything more than just Kiera, just like you, because if I can show you that, you feel more confident to reach out to ask for help. That's why I do this. That's why I keep the ums and the ahs, and I podcast when I'm sick, and I show up and I giggle when I make mistakes. The only time I ever edit things are when I accidentally burp or when I cough, because I don't want that in your ear. Beyond that, everything else is real raw, and here it is. But that's me, and that's the people I'm going to attract. You attract the people. Don't be afraid of being you. The world needs you. Your practice and your patients need you. And then key idea number 6 is learn how to give in order to receive. And this one was so interesting because so often we give, but we forget that we do need to receive. Every time you give something, you can't expect to get something in return. It's not this 50-50 trading, but it's the law of receptivity. And there's so much around it of like, there's so many theories in the world of like the karma, the yin and yang. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction, but we have to be able to give and receive. I have to be able to be the recipient in order to know what it feels like to give to someone else. I have to be able to, it says, but if you want to take advantage of giving, you've got to accept this flow. All too often, we close ourselves off to this process by ignoring it or considering ourselves unserving. This has to stop. Instead, we should actively open ourselves up by dreaming big, being curious, and believing in ourselves. Not only will this give us the energy to give to others, but it'll make us more receptive to the good things that we receive in return. So often, I think we shut off the giving, the opportunities, all these blessings and miracles and goodness and success that can come to us because we don't know how to receive. So when someone asks, "Can I help you?" say yes. When someone says, and you're sick and they say, "Can I bring you something?" say, "Absolutely. Thank you for loving on me." I remember Tony Robbins had someone at dinner and he's like, no, don't pay for me. And the person said, "Why do you deny me the opportunity to serve and to thank you for the things you've done? Never deny me that opportunity." And I think in this, it's crazy because when we can receive and we can give, we will become more successful. The success will be all around us. It's around all the way that we grow as a person. And ultimately, at the end of the day, I believe success comes from who we are and who we become, not what we do. And being obsessive about serving and giving to other people more value than they ever could have imagined is what the Go-Giver is all about. So I would encourage you, read this as a team, look to see how can you become this leader? How can you build a business around it? I think it's such a great way to kick off 2024 to really realize the secret to living is giving. In Dental A Team, we have a portion of our company called Dental A Teams Live to Give, where every single year I feel like we've been blessed so much that we look for ways to give back. And we did Angel Tree this year, and to be able to give and to love on people and to serve people and to love on our clients and to serve them and to love on the podcast family and to serve them is something that really fills me and my soul. And it's something that I realize the more I do give to other people, the more I'm radically blessed. So I'd encourage you to take this book on, to take this challenge, to see where you can have more of this giving in your world and in your practice, because truly, 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 the secret to living a fulfilled and successful life is giving. And if I can help you with that, if I can help your team get this in place, this is something I'm passionate about, something that our culture, all the doctors who get together, we're obsessed about giving to each other, serving, sharing our best ideas. That's the culture I've created. That's our masterminds we have. That's the communities we have. And if I can serve you in that way, please join us. hello@thedentalateam.com, because I would love to give you all the tools to success, to grow your practice, to undo heights, and to help you realize that giving to your team, to your patients, to everyone, and receiving is the secret to life. And with that, thank you for listening, and I'll catch you next time on the Dental A Team podcast.
And that wraps it up for another episode of the Dental A Team podcast. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.